by Maya Angelou. Powerful quote, huh? So we're going to start off with, I'm asking you these three questions to really get you to reflect on your self-image with yourself. So question 1. What are 5 adjectives that you would use to describe yourself? Question 2. Do you believe in yourself? Question 3. Do you think positively of yourself, or do you criticize or doubt yourself? All right, and also you might be asking yourself, Summer, what is self-image exactly? Self-image is a personal view or mental picture that we have of ourselves. Self-image is kind of like an internal dictionary about how we describe ourselves, such as being funny, being outgoing, being intelligent, being beautiful, being smart, being talented, being kind, etc. It's basically how we view ourselves. And sometimes you might not even realize and see how you view yourself until you actually start reflecting on your actions and how you handle certain situations. And it's really important for you to understand how you view yourself and how you believe in yourself, and understanding your relationship with your self-image, because it's so essential to achieving success in life and building a healthy relationship with ourselves so we can build healthy relationships with others. Building a healthy self-image also helps you to understand your past traumas, also helps you to understand how society can play a factor into how you view yourself, maybe past mistakes, and also seeing how you might have given power to other people and the things that they said, and how that could have altered or influenced or messed up your own self-image about yourself. And even some of the closest people to you will influence your self-image, and really just analyzing that. There could be uh, helping your self-image, encouraging you, saying, you got this, and sending you powerful quotes. Or they could be, critical of you. Then you have yourself questioning yourself. Then you have yourself doubting yourself. And this all can contribute to your stage in life. And if it's going to help, are you going to be able to block it out? Or are you going to take it in, internalize what they say, and then let it affect you? So these are all choices that we make either consciously or subconsciously. And for this episode, I really want to focus on you becoming more conscious of how you view yourself. So this leads into me saying, be careful with who you associate with. Are the people in your life helping to maintain your self-image to be healthy? Or is it contributing to you having a poor self-image of yourself? Only you can reflect and answer who influences or what influences your self-image the most. So you might be asking yourself, well, I don't even know how to start to figure out how I view myself. What is my self-image? So I'm going to dig deep into what it looks like having a negative self-image, and also what it looks like having a healthy / positive self-image about yourself. And when I list these things out, be honest and reflect to yourself and see, well, yeah, I actually may do these things. Or, you could say, yeah, I need to work on this. Like, really be honest with yourself. If any of these things I list really hit home, write it down, reflect on it, think about it, so you can really start to develop and see what the self-image that you have of yourself currently, so you either can alter it to improve or alter it to enhance. All right, so first we're going to do negative self-image. Okay, so I have about 10 bullet points on my list for this. So number 1, so a person that has negative self-image, they typically have constant negative emotions. It's consistent. They have a lot of feelings of doubt, inadequacy, fear, sadness, and of unworthiness. Okay, so if that resonates with you, take a mental note. Number 2, needs external validation or the approval of others to feel good about themselves. Number 3, they have a fear of speaking up in an audience, in meetings, or just vocalizing how they feel. Number 4, They have a fear of confrontation with others, and just fear having to bring up some type of conflict for a resolution. All right, number 5. They focus real heavily on their shortcomings in the past and overanalyzing what they did in the past, even though they cannot control it. All right, number 6. They have doubts about their worth and their self-esteem. Number 7. They compare themselves to others, and they do it in a negative way. Number 8. They criticize/judge themselves a lot, to the point where they are perfectionists. Number 8. They have a lot of self-hatred. Number 9. They consistently make poor health choices, knowing it's not good for them. And number 10. They have a negative body image. So, those are all of it for the self-image, negative self-image. And if 5 or more of those statements I just listed reflects with what you do on a day-to-day basis, I encourage you to reflect. It's a journey to truly love yourself. It's a journey to get to know yourself. So as humans, we might go through some of these feelings of doubt, of worthiness, or comparing ourselves and our abilities to others. I feel like that's normal. However, it's important to reflect to make sure we don't consistently fall in those habits, and making sure that we're feeding a more positive, healthier self-image of ourselves, to not make ourselves feel inadequate. Because when we feel inadequate, how are we going to believe in ourselves to become successful? So again, if any of these resonate with you, 5 or more, I think you should reflect on yourself to really figure out, where does this come from? And you might be even asking yourself, how can we develop a healthy self-image? And I also want to point out, self-image is correlated to who you accept in life and what boundaries you set with people. If you think you struggle with a negative self-image, first, accept it. That's step 1 to change, is accepting it. And work on changing it each day. Do not put it off. A goal I had for this week was, last week I started this thing where I was like, let me just win Tuesday. And my Tuesday, I wanted to work out. I wanted to go to the doctor. I wanted to go run a couple errands. And I told myself, if I did those things on Tuesday, I won Tuesday. Had a great Tuesday. First thing I did when I woke up in the morning is I looked at myself in the mirror. I said, Summer, you're going to win today. And as I went throughout the next few hours, I started getting things done. I started being productive. I started winning the day. And at the end of the day, I completed everything I set out to win the day, and I won it. Then it hit me. I was like, Summer, if I just focus on winning each day and not trying to have certain goals, and then me knowing, it's going to be 3 months for me to reach it, and then me getting discouraged from not seeing progress within the first 2 weeks. If I just focus on making progress each day, that's going to help encourage me and help for me to stay consistent. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing when it comes to adapting change within your life and adapting new habits within your subconscious mind. It's really just taking it each day. So I challenge you, if you want to change your self-image, step 1 is accepting it. Step 2 is saying, what can I say to myself each day? How can I win today? What things can I do differently than what I did in the past to succeed, to push me further in life? And I just start with doing 3 things at least today to help me win today. And sometimes a win might look like, it might be like you might blow it out. You might if you think about it, if you're playing like a game, and say if you beat the person 80 to 120, and you dominated that day. But sometimes you might have to push yourself even harder. It might be a situation where it's a 4th quarter, 30 seconds left, you're tied, and you gotta keep going, but you push through, and you won just just by the skin of your teeth, but you still won that day. So it doesn't matter how you win as long as you push and put the effort into winning. And I promise you, you're going to get the results that you want. So focus on doing something each day to help you succeed in your future. So this leads me to talking about how we can develop a positive self-image and what exactly is a positive self-image. What do people with a healthy positive self-image do on a day-to-day to maintain that? So number one, they learn from their past mistakes and they look forward to future successes. They recognize that if we didn't fail in the past, we wouldn't have grew to understand how to do things differently in life. So they learned from it, they grew from it, and they actually they look back at it sometimes and reflect on it and say, you know what? If I didn't go through that, I wouldn't have learned that. So I'm actually grateful that I went through that situation. Number two, they care for themselves, their physical well-being, their emotional well-being, their mental well-being, and they practice self-care often. So they're making sure they're exercising. They're making sure their emotions are being validated within their interpersonal relationships. They're making sure they're healthy mentally. They're controlling their thoughts. They're being balanced within their mental realm. And they practice self-care. They're making sure they're taking time for themselves. Maybe they go shopping, hang out with their friends, drinking tea, eating healthy, going to bed earlier, whatever self-care, they do it often to treat themselves and take care of themselves and love themselves. Number three, they create goals in life and they work towards them. And not only do they do that, they set up plans to execute and to stay consistent with them. Number four, they appreciate the qualities within themselves, and they appreciate their positive along with the things they want to improve, and they work to improve the things that challenge them the most. They accept it, they don't deny it, they accept it, and they try to change and have a fuel and a desire to want to change. They are confident that they can accomplish things, even if it takes multiple tries. They trust their instincts, they trust themselves, and they do not question their past decision making. They might say, I could have did better, but they don't doubt themselves when they make decisions. They are happy and very sure of themselves. They have a positive outlook on life. They have a balanced and accurate view of themselves. They love themselves as a whole person, the good mixed in with the things that are challenging them. They take care of themselves and look after their own needs. They do not compare themselves to others. They do not dwell on the past or negative experiences constantly. They have healthy boundaries with people. They say no to the things they don't want to do. They take responsibility for their actions and their feelings in their life. They don't blame people on things that have happened because they take responsibility, saying, well, I could have did this differently, or maybe it was this, but improve from it. They believe that they are good enough and deserve to be happy. And they have positive self-talk with themselves daily. And I didn't write this in my notes, but I also want to add, they feed themselves spiritually. So these are the things I just listed are a few things that people with a healthy, positive self-image do on a day-to-day basis to remain balanced within their lives. So how can we transition if we're somebody that struggles with having a negative self-image? How can we transition from having a negative self-image to having a positive self-image of ourselves? Me personally, I think step one, like I said previously, is accepting this consciously. It's hard to do. It's really hard to look at yourself in the mirror and say, dang, I have flaws. Dang, I need to fix this. Dang, this is a lot to fix. But step one is accepting. Let me just start somewhere. How can I work towards changing this area within my subconscious mind? That's step one. Step two is to work towards feeding these habits to retrain your subconscious mind. It's to no longer say negative words about yourself. It's to no longer say I'm fat, I'm stupid, I'm this, I'm that, I'm horrible. It's to eliminate all negative self-talk within your mental realm. That's number one. Number two is to not let the opinions and the external validation of others to influence how you feel. You take acceptance of your emotions, your feelings, and vocalize it. And if you need to set a boundary, you do that. If you need to communicate something respectfully, you do that. You don't allow how others act influence you and make you feel bad, not to make you doubt yourself. You set up that boundary within yourself so you can remain balanced for yourself. All right? And you also can practice just believing in yourself more. Just dare to believe in your abilities and really start to walk in faith more. Last episode we're talking about anxiety, and we spoke on operating in more faith than fear. So it's incorporating that and just making different decisions on how you talk to yourself, because when you change your thinking, you change your life. So also I want you to analyze, how can I change my thinking? What things can I stop saying to myself? What habits can I stop doing up here in my brain so that can change my attitude, so that can change my behaviors? And once you start doing that consistently, you start to see the results of that. You start to see your conscious, your subconscious, and your conscious working together to create a perfect harmony. And I also want to just talk about my personal experience. So there was a time a while ago, well, really just a couple years, really couple years and 6 months, I'll say. And I spoke about this before, about how in COVID I was at my worst place mentally, which I think a lot of people were. But and that's really where my self-awareness journey started, was in COVID. And once I started really analyzing how I view myself, I really started to figure out, like, dang, I actually but actually do a lot of the negative self-image habits. I was constantly in negative emotions. I doubted myself. A lot of this stemmed from the anxiety I was going through. I thought I needed external validation from others. I was nervous to speak up in class. I compared myself to others. I criticized and judged myself a lot. I was a perfectionist. Had a negative body image. Like, I was in it. So I'm speaking from personal experience when I tell you, changing those habits and eliminating those things from my mind truly helped me to overcome that and develop a positive and healthy self-image and a great personal relationship with myself. Because there was a point in time where I just couldn't stand being alone. Like, I was addicted to this hormone called cortisol in your brain, and that's the stress hormone. So I was just like, I had that. I got, I guess, like an adrenaline rush of always doing something on the go, completing an assignment on the go, going here, going there. Like that was my brain, 24/7, doing. And then I was on go from day to night for months consistently. And I sat back and really, when I started really digging deep into my self-image stuff, I was like, dang, I was really running away from just getting to know myself and getting to know who Summer is. And that's one of the best persons to know, because that's myself. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how am I going to develop a healthy relationship with others if I don't even know myself? Who are they even? Who are they even in a relationship / friendship with? You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's important to develop this self-image with yourself, so you can just navigate through life. Like, to me, you navigate through life once you know yourself. You navigate through life like a whole lot smoother, because you know what you will tolerate, what you won't tolerate. What boundaries you need to set, what you don't need to set. You know things that you will say no to, things that you most will you say yes to. You know things that you like, things you dislike. It's different things like that. So I personally feel if you have a positive self image, if you're doing all those things, I want to give you a round of applause. I'm going to go ahead and clap. We'll go ahead and clap for you. And I also want you to, sometimes we're human, we might fall into dumps where we might compare ourselves to others here. We might not stay true to ourselves there. But always push yourself to go back to staying true to yourself, and telling yourself no when you start doing habits that you used to do, and always feeding positive, making sure you're feeding positive thoughts within yourself and having a positive attitude, and just working on it each day. Like I said, life is a journey, and as humans, we want things to be like that, to be like instant. But I started to realize we need to start working more in the delayed aspect. So just trying to win each day. So I'm recording this episode on a Wednesday, and Monday, I wrote out a plan for myself. I said, so last week it was just how can I win each day. So I'll wake up the day before, I will write a plan on how I'm gonna win the day for the next day. So, but this Monday, I was like, let me see how I can win the week. So I wrote out a plan how I can win each day, and that might be different for you. So if you struggle with this, just dare to, you know what, I'm gonna say 5 things positive to myself today. And that's how I'm going to tackle working on myself mentally. I'm a budget today. That's how I'm improving myself financially. I'm going to work out today. That's how I'm improving myself physically. I'm going to have a conversation with somebody, my boss, and tell her how I'm feeling. That's how I'm going to work on myself emotionally. Just do something that you like, I need to tailor this. I need to work on this, and see how you can change it each day. Work on it each day, and maybe plan out for the whole entire week. So then you're encouraging yourself to not only win the day, but then you're winning the week, then eventually win the month, and then that becomes a month of results. Then those months of results becomes years of results. Then those years of results become a lifetime of results, and that those years of results become to a fulfilled life that you live. And that's the whole purpose of this podcast, is for you to live a fulfilled life, because that's the most powerful life you can have. This is a gift to be living in this world, no matter the craziness that's going on. At the end of the day, it's a gift, and we have to use our gift to live in our purpose and to serve others, and that's what we're meant to do. And the only way we can do it is, again, I've talked about this before, we heal, we become more self-aware, and we also figure out our self-image. Figure out if we have a positive or a negative one, so we can heal it, grow from it, and tap into the best version of ourselves. So I hope this encouraged you. Again, share this with somebody that you think needs to hear this. Okay? So I'm also going to ask you these 3 questions to get you reflecting, and I challenge you to really see. The only challenge I have for this episode of the podcast is to say if you have either a negative self-image or a positive self-image, and accepting it and creating a plan how you can change it and try to win each day. You know what I'm saying? So for step 1, I have a positive self-image. Step 2, but I still want to improve it. I accepted that I have a positive one, still wanted to improve it. So what am I going to do each day to help me improve this aspect, this habit that I have, this thinking, this thought that I have about myself? So that's the only challenge I have for you for this episode. And also, if you're a overachiever, I want you to reflect and journal on these 3 questions that I asked you in the beginning, and I'm going to repeat them right now. So number 1, what are 5 adjectives that you would use to describe yourself? Question 2, do you believe in yourself? And question 3, do you think positively of yourself, or do you doubt or criticize yourself often? And we will end with this quote: you are what you believe yourself to be. Paulo Coelho. So I hope you guys have a powerful, wonderful Wellness Wednesday. I hope you win Wellness Wednesday. I know I am. I know my mind is set out to do it. Not only do you win Wednesday, but you also win the week. So you can win the month. So you can win the year. So so you can win years. So you can live a fulfilled life. And then also don't forget to check me out in this recording, this YouTube recording, the video recording. All of it's going to be linked in the description below. Don't forget to go check out my website. Check out the website. Check out the Facebook. Check out the Instagram. Check out the YouTube. Check out the TikTok. Please share. Please follow. Please like all of them. Share this episode with somebody you think that would help. And I also just want to appreciate all my supporters. Have supporters across the globe, from places in China, Japan, Germany, Saudi Arabia, Australia, New Zealand, Nigeria, South Africa, Brazil, Mexico, and I'm all across the states. Oh, and Canada. I'm all across the states in California,